Hey, good morning. My name is Lorenzo. Today is May 29th, 2020. If it's your birthday, happy birthday to you. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary to you as well. Hope you make the most of your day. But today I'm going to talk about credit. I talked about budgeting and so forth, and today is going to be our credit day. All right. Now, when I establish a budget for someone, I have to meet them where they are and establish guidelines, okay, and establish a goal. But as I review over an individual's um, debt and who they owe, I always have to ask this question: um, if you were in their shoes, in their position, what would you do? Okay, and I ask that because when you get through paying a vendor off, you eventually have to go back and request assistance. No matter how independent that you will eventually ask for assistance. You will be, have to go back to them and ask for a auto loan or, you name it. I mean, you're going to be in the position where to go to General Motors, GM, or some of these other dealerships or banks and request a loan. Now, after you've paid off a debt, you have to prove to them whether you're worthy enough to meet your agreement. Okay, and it's paperwork at the end of the day. When you sit down and you look at, all you see is paperwork, and you have to make the negotiation. But the goal is to leave the table with what you want, as well as an agreement to where it's in your favor as well, just as much in your favor, more in yours than it is in theirs. Okay, and the only way to beat some of these terms is to pay it off faster. If you go in there with great credit in the beginning, you should be in a position where you should negotiate good terms. You want shorter terms with the lowest interest rate as possible. And if that's not possible, you still can beat it by paying more on the debt, shorting your terms and paying less interest as well. So those are the only two ways in regarding to beating how much you pay out and having more to take home where you pay yourself. All right. Now, when you blow those agreements, when you sit down at the table and you make those agreements and you do not honor them, years later you have to a degree somewhat pay for those things, pay for those actions. But you also have to go back to those same vendors again and say, hey, I'm worthy of it again. Well, if you were them, what would you say? What would you establish? What would you move forward on? Because at this point, you want to go in, you learn from your mistakes. I'm not going back in the situation again. I want better terms. I want it to be in my favor. And sometimes when that second go around, they might lend to you, but it's not going to be in your favor. They're going to, I'm going to drag this out for 7 years or however long they possibly can. And we want the most interest we can get. So instead of getting 3-4% when you got the first time, they're only going to offer you something that's 12%, 14, 20 something percent. And the only way you can beat that is by adding paying more. Okay, but those are the agreements you have to walk into when you do not pay your creditors on time. Okay. And meet your obligation that you signed on your contract. But at the end of the day, one of the things I've learned is that if you are man enough to walk into the front doors of any organization or vendor and sit down and make an agreement to pay them, when you're not in the position to do so later on, have the same regard to walk in or get on the phone and say, hey, this is what's going on, and give them the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes it does not work, but you've done your due diligence in doing that, and you document that, so that they can say, well, hold on, man, this person called in and told you, oh, you didn't make a decision. This person is going above and beyond, and still going to get the phone calls that you don't want, and you explained it, and it comes to the point of where it's almost badgering. But anyway, you've done your due diligence in that matter. When you don't do it, you're you're creating a bigger issue than what it need to be, and it might even harm you health wise. Okay, so I wanted to talk about that. There are a few tricks to this situation. However, you have to have respect for both sides, because if you were a borrower, you'll eventually be a lender one day, and you'll have the same want the same respect, the same regard shown to you as well. Okay, so it does come full circle. All right. If you have any questions anymore, or want to get on a plan, please see me. I do budget plans that are 6 months to 12 months. You can see them on my Instagram page. They're on my website, www.tibbobni.com, on my Facebook page, and all kind of directs to one way. And we'll set up an appointment and do a review. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for liking my YouTube page and spending time to look at them. And I hope it's good information. I hope you're using it and taking it to heart. Okay. Anyway, hope you have a wonderful day. Make the most of it. You take care. Be safe and be blessed.